Hello everyone, and welcome to the Return of Skulltrail series. In the previous episode I unboxed the first essential parts to this project, the D5400 XS motherboard, 16GB of ECC RAM, and the single QX9775 processor cooled by the Intel stock heatsink. In this episode we will be getting the second QX9775 processor and installing it into the motherboard. While I was fortunate enough to obtain one of these boards already with a single QX9775, it did mean I somehow had to source a second one, and with the original price being around $1,200 per unit, it is no surprise that they are extremely rare nowadays. Unfortunately, I happened to be browsing eBay at just the right moment and managed to get one for a fairly reasonable price. A few weeks later, this package arrived all the way from China. After a bit of persuasion using a pair of scissors, I got it open and found out the seller had done a very good job on the packaging using ample amounts of bubble wrap paper. And there it is in all of its glory, the second Intel Core 2 Quad QX9775. Luckily it seemed to be in very good condition, with only a few scuffs on the heat spreader and some old thermal paste which was still present, but that shouldn't be any problem to remove. Next up, I decided to remove the cooler from the CPU which was already installed, as I, by this point, hadn't actually checked it yet. Besides that, the seller told me it would contain a 9775. After hurting my fingers trying to loosen the stock Intel heatsink, I discovered the previous owner had actually done a quite nice job on the thermal paste application, something you don't see too often. Using some paper, I cleaned off the paste and was luckily presented with what we are looking for. I then set about installing the second CPU. First I removed the little plastic guard and examined the socket very carefully before placing the processor in its socket. And there we are, finally a proper Skulltrail with two QX9775 CPUs installed, as it should be. With the bases now complete, it will be ready to have two new CPU coolers installed, and hopefully, using a new 1000 watt power supply, which I have also ordered, we should be able to see if everything actually works. And that is the end of this video. If you want to stay updated, please do subscribe. I hope to bring you the next video very soon, and thank you for watching.